Hello everyone, George here, and welcome back to another video on my channel. We are back on F1 Clash, and today we are gonna be trying to create or use the best setup for grinding and for Grand Prix events. As many of you have been asking about how can I make it through the Grand Prix, let's say sessions. How can I qualify from qualifying round to opening and to final round after it? And as you're about to see, I'm currently in Series 9 at the moment, and I did prepare two loadouts. The first one, we're gonna be using Guan Yu Zhou at level 1 with Russell, and we are gonna be using this setup right here. This is currently my fastest pit stop time setup, and we are gonna be testing it for Grand Prix events. I did test this setup on this account and we did make it to the opening round, and the video should be out in a couple of hours after this one. So when using this fast pit time setup, you are gonna be matched 90% of the time against AIs. So this setup right here is used for like grinding a lot, going through series faster, because the moment you start using your highest PAGR setup, then you're gonna be facing most of the time real players. If you are lucky enough, you'll be facing AIs. So you can see we qualified in P15, and Guan Yu Zhou, of course, he's gonna be qualifying all the time in P24. But the good thing about this setup is that you can avoid facing Series 12 drivers. You can just see here that we are facing common Max Verstappen and epic Guan Yu Zhou, which is always good news for us, as facing Series 12 drivers is just insanely hard. Decent start from Zhou. Russell had a bad start, let's say, but this race is going to be a mixed weather, so we're going for a one-stop strategy, and this stint is going to be 4 laps. At the end of it, we are going to be pitting for a new set of mediums with service. And this setup, by the way, is quite good, to be honest. It is true that it gives the worst qualifying sessions possible, but at the same time, when you are in a Grand Prix event, this setup is going to be helping you pick up a lot of positions inside the pit lane. You can just see here that your main focus is going to be on your strongest driver, as Guan Yu Zhou is just losing positions. There's literally no point of paying attention to him, as he's a weak driver. He's going to be overtaken every single time. So your main focus, as I said, should be on this driver right here. For me, it is Russell. He is currently in P19. He did lose 4 positions, but that is completely fine, as we are not facing those strong drivers from Series 12. We're just facing some epics from lower series and some commons as well, as the game tries to match us against someone with the same team score. And it doesn't matter if it is a strong setup and weak drivers, or it's a weak setup or strong drivers, as long as we are getting even with our rival through team score. So for Grand Prix events, as I was saying, using this setup can be a big advantage for you, especially if you are playing Champions tier, because as you saw in my previous video, we were qualifying most of the time between P20 and P24, as we were facing literally maxed AI rivals. And the thing is, even in Series 9, those AI cars are always going for the extra lap, and you are about to see here that even with service, our pit stop is going to be now around 4.68 seconds which is crazy, which is insane. We are gonna be gaining a lot of positions. We could have gone with no service, but by then, I can't even keep pushing for the remaining of this race. 4.2 for Guan Yu Zhou. He's on a new set of hard tires, only because I need to push him for these remaining 3 laps, as on the medium compound he's not gonna make it till the end. And one more thing, there is 3 types of setups you can use. There is this one, which is the fast pit time setup. There is your highest PAGR with strong drivers and a low team score, as you can find that some parts give you better performance, but they lower your team score, and the score goes down because of let's say the pit time of that specific component. And sometimes a car can give you worse let's say stats, but it increases your team score. So by the way, shout out to Deniz, who is a club mate for me, and he did share on Discord with us some testing results, and honestly thank you so much to him for sharing these informations for me. So the best setup to use is a low team score with a very high PAGR and some strong drivers, or your 2 strongest drivers. A high team score with, let's say, not that strong PAGR, but with your best drivers, is gonna give you nearly similar qualifying results as the highest PAGR, but during the race, well, the performance is gonna be very different. So you can see here it is an easy win, and now we are gonna be going to switch to that highest PAGR setup with Valtteri Bottas and George Russell, which takes our team score up to 1018. And as for the setup, it is right here, the Apex Mirage. There is the Scorpion, the Wild Boar. There is the Prodigy, who is a very good engine at the moment. Of course, he's not the best, but for me, this is my strongest engine. So we move on to the same series. It is going to be Series 9, and now you are about to see a good performance. If we are lucky, we are going to be facing an AI, but using your highest PAGR with your strongest 2 drivers is going to be matching you most of the time against real players. First of all, we did find a rival with 1018, exactly the same team score as us. But the thing is, we need to get a great qualifying session so that we can be sure how to perform the strategy. It is gonna be a one-stop strategy as well, and this is literally the main problem. If we are on a decent quali, by the way, P14 and P16, so we're gonna be going for the soft compound on Bottas and the medium compound on Russell. 4 laps for Bottas, pitting for hard tires and boost to finish. 5 laps with Russell, then we pit with service on a new set of soft tires, and basically this is our main strategy. Probably I did make a mistake here using the softs for Valtteri. I should have switched the tires, as during the race Russell is always the better option. So the one problem that this setup has is you cannot go for a 2-stop strategy unless you are getting a top 10 qualifying with both of your drivers, which is insane because you'll never get these qualifying sessions, especially when you are using a level 2 Valtteri Bottas from Series 9 and a level 1 George Russell. And you're about to see as well that using this kind of setups is gonna be like matching you against strong rivals. You're gonna be facing Series 12 drivers, you're gonna be facing basically Series 10 and above. But there is always this one of two drivers who is gonna be a Series 12. So all we have to do, by the way, is on this straight, especially around Mexico, just boost a little bit on the straight and you will be completely fine. As I was saying, this setup is quite good. Don't get me wrong, it is a good setup. It gives good qualifying sessions. You can start from P14, P15, and the more you upgrade your cards, the more you upgrade your drivers and setup, you're gonna be getting better and better and better qualifyings. But personally, at this stage of the game, especially when I'm not at Series 12 yet, I believe that the best setup for me, and it can be for you as well, you can go and test the fast pit stop time setup that I'm currently using, and one Series 12 driver with a level 1 common driver from Series 1 is gonna be giving you let's say the easiest matchmaking you might possibly find on this game. You're 90% you are about to avoid facing Series 12 drivers, which is 50% of the job done, as you're gonna be facing basically weak drivers. And one more thing is that most of you have coins problems this season, and I've heard over on Facebook and YouTube that overtaking is a massive problem. So I do understand your suffering, honestly, but there's literally nothing you can do to fix the game. This is something that hopefully can be fixed in the upcoming updates. But right now, at this moment, you have to adapt at what you have in your arms or in front of you. Overtaking is still a massive problem. Matchmaking, well, you can control that. That is not a problem anymore. Like, I'm here trying to give you some solutions to make the game easier for you, to help you grind more, and everything at the end of the day is up to you. You can make the decision to use whatever setup you want to use. You can make the decision to grind, to wait until like the game is fixed. But personally, I still think that you do need to keep grinding, unlock that Series 12, unlock those drivers, level them up, like gather coins, farm crates, do whatever you can to get better at the game. Do everything to be able to upgrade your cards more, get better qualifying sessions, and especially you need to keep unlocking those components and drivers from Series 12, as this season is never like the seasons before. This is literally the hardest season I've ever experienced on the game, and we just won the race as well. So after all, as I did say earlier, both of these setups are great. One gives better qualifying session, but it is kind of tricky, as you do know that sometimes even at the start of the race your rival can jump up to 10 cars, like even after turn 1 only. And yeah, I personally, I'm talking here, I do think that the fast pit stop time setup is still the best option for you to grind and get to that Series 12 and unlock those drivers. But yeah, this setup as well, it is a good one, honestly, and you can use it. As I said, it's all up to you. You make the decision, and well, basically you're gonna live with those consequences. So we are gonna be sticking to this fast pit stop time setup, and yeah, we're gonna keep grinding, and hopefully we can unlock S12 soon. So this is gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to answer every single comment on the videos. By the way, I'm sorry if I missed any comment, but I'm doing my best to answer you on Discord, on YouTube, and over on Facebook. And for now, please stay safe and peace.